Oh.
Wrong way. Wrong way. Look at all the officers. They're trying to get back. Look at the trucks coming.
Here comes another spike. 2 officers with spike attempts, almost throwing it.
His running car for just a moment, not knowing a dangerous twist was about to happen.
Into the hillside there. Just a second. Right now, we're going to stick with the driver. California Highway Patrol chasing the suspect up the embankment as he runs for his life here. This neighborhood. We'll try and get the street. He's running through the vehicle. Those ground officers, those officers on the ground, I should say, did not make their way.
Six engine. With 400 horsepower under the hood, the suspect exploits its immense power. The driver filled the car with fuel despite everything. The speed of over 180 kilometers per hour on the highway.
California Highway Patrol in a chase. The suspect was briefly pinned down by patrol cars, but managed to escape, and the chase resumed. The armed suspect appeared to be surrendering, and caution was paramount. This wasn't just a robbery, it was a chaotic and dangerous chase. The stakes were higher. A red Kia was spotted next to the suspect's SUV, seemingly mimicking his every move. Was this an accomplice? Or just another driver caught in the chaos? Speculation mounted as the chase dragged on.
He's being very aggressive here to stop this chase. There's going to be an officer behind, so now he's backing up, and it looks like they're going to pin this person in. So they must have some sort of idea that this person is not armed, but that is incredibly aggressive.
That is incredibly aggressive, and wow, the maneuver from this driver, that was pretty impressive. They found that one little sliver that they could get in between those cars, and I wonder what's going now. Oh,
the CHP is really going to stop this vehicle right now. They are really trying to stop. They are aggressively trying to box them in, because in the past we don't see CHP try to box somebody in. Most law enforcement will not box them in because that puts the officers at risk. This is the first time I've ever seen somebody use other cars to try to stop this person from maneuvering around and then putting the officers right in front of him, trying to stop him completely.
Yeah, but think about this driver, Phil. Just watch him. The person did sort of a brake check where the CHP was coming up pretty fast, and then they did a hard stop. With
seeing more and more cars, and this person had stayed off the freeway and was just driving around on surface streets, and now we're seeing CHP at a pretty high rate of speed. It looks like they're going on Manchester there, if I'm reading this correctly, and it is possibly going away from the freeway. So maybe they saw something. Merry-go-round moment where the three vehicles were just doing a circle in the intersection, and the red vehicle's one of them, and then the woman got out of the car, and it makes you think that that was the person that eventually helped the suspect take off.
It wasn't.
Here.
Look at this.
Oh.
Wrong way. Wrong way. Look at all the officers. They're trying to get back. Look at the trucks coming.
Here comes another spike. 2 officers with spike attempts, almost throwing it. Look at that. I think
Los Angeles witnessed one of its most dangerous chases to date. A murder suspect, driving a black Toyota Corolla, led Los Angeles police on a chaotic chase through rush hour traffic. This was no ordinary chase. The driver lost control. He sped down the shoulder of I-110, backed into a busy street, and even collided with a truck. The impact was so severe that his bumper was dented, but he continued driving. Despite police attempts to stop him with spike tape, which slashed one of his tires, he refused to give up, continuing to drive in circles even with 2 flat tires.
He is being notified. So this is LAPD on his tail at this point?
Right, so what they'll likely do is inform CHP if LAPD asks for that assistance. It appears at this juncture that LAPD is going to maintain control of this pursuit.
That car, and in the beginning it was very clear that he was honking his horn. That's why his hand was in the middle of his steering wheel. He was literally honking his horn as he was going by and warning people to get out of his way. And then a little bit after that, he was on his cell phone. I don't see anybody else in the car right now, at least in the passenger side. It's very difficult to see in the back seat right now, but he is he is bent on getting away any way he can and really accelerating through this traffic.
He really is driving recklessly, and you mentioned the cell phone. It looked to me at one point that he was actually texting with two hands. I saw the left hand move as if he was, fiddling with the phone. All of that driving very fast on that shoulder puts everyone else at risk.
Yeah, we caught a glimpse of that cell phone too. Obviously tinted windows there, but it does appear, as you mentioned, guys, that passenger seat is empty. Not clear if there's anybody else in the back, but it does appear, in all likelihood, the suspect may be by himself here. But right now, he's got two head-to-head with other motorists, threading the needle, coming head-to-head with innocent drivers trying to get onto the bridge here. He is now going the wrong way on the entrance ramp, getting off at Harbor Boulevard, making a wild left-hand turn here, and really ramping things up. This is going to change the entire profile of this pursuit. That maneuver is enough to attract a lot more attention, going over the dividing cones there, and now trying to just put any amount of distance that he can between him and those primary units. But you can see now we have clear desperation. There's a guy directing traffic right here. He's like, what's going on with this guy? Well, he has no idea. This is a major pursuit coming right through the port here, and this suspect is desperate. He is now desperate to get away. We are seeing a much different behavior now behind the wheel than we've seen at any point during this pursuit as he tries to figure out his next move here. I hesitate to say where he's going to maybe end up next here, but it doesn't look good. If he continues this type of driving, somebody could get very hurt, going the wrong way, head on with all those vehicles without any regard for anybody's safety, trying to see what all the commotion's about here, and that is really the worst nightmare for law enforcement. Look at them approaching the vehicle there, making sure the vehicle is clear, even with the suspect as he is now on his knees. They now make sure that he was the only one inside that vehicle, and now approaching him with an arrest team with his hands on his head, handcuffs being placed on the suspect, and this pursuit is officially over.
Wow.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, after about an hour and a half long pursuit, right?
And a peaceful ending
Yes.
at that, which is great. They handled this perfectly.
Yeah, we always like to see things in.
It was a regular Friday evening in East Los Angeles, August 29th, 2025. But a routine stop at a 7-Eleven on Olympic Boulevard turned into a terrifying ordeal. A father stepped away from his running car for just a moment, not knowing a dangerous twist was about to happen.
Oh no! Right into the hillside there at a major intersection. That's going to be Canaan Doom Road, and the driver is now jumping out of the vehicle. There's two kids inside that vehicle. Okay.
A man jumped into the driver's seat, hit the father as he peeled away, and took off. And inside the car? 3 young children. What followed was a high-speed chase through the streets of California, with the suspect reaching speeds of over 90 miles per hour, pursued by police and helicopters. Witnesses from the family described the driver as aggressive and erratic, yelling at the terrified children to throw things out of the sunroof to evade the police. The chase came to a violent end after an hour, culminating in a head-on collision in Malibu at the intersection of the Pacific Coast Highway and Canandaigua Road. The suspect, however, didn't stop there. He immediately fled the vehicle, leaving the 3 kids behind. He was spotted running barefoot through the dry bushes, scaling a barbed wire fence, and tearing off his shirt in a desperate attempt to escape before being captured by the authorities. The 3 children, one of whom was in a car seat, were safely removed from the
And the driver loses control right into the hillside there at a major intersection. That's going to be Canaan Doom Road, and the driver is now jumping out of the vehicle. There's 2 kids inside that vehicle. Okay, he's running. He's on the run. They're going to chase him up this embankment here. There are children inside that vehicle. We'll go back in just a second. Right now, we're going to stick with the driver. California Highway Patrol chasing the suspect up the embankment as he runs for his life here up the hillside on the west side into an apartment complex right along PCH at Canaan Doom Road. A major crash there with cross traffic right along PCH at Canaan Doom. The driver still running barefoot, taking off a sweater and continuing to run through this apartment complex towards the beach. Oh, this is terrible. This is just terrible. He's continuing this foot pursuit here at Point Doom, through a field in Point Doom. He's running through an open field here. We'll see if that officer was able to make his way up that embankment with him here. It was a pretty steep embankment, and he is now going to start running out. Look at it, he's really that's got to be really uncomfortable, barefoot, running through this field. He's still running. Can't see anybody behind him. Anybody behind him, Rob? Anybody at all? I don't lose him. I don't see anybody behind him. I don't see anybody behind him yet. He's running through the trees. At some point, I want to get an address here at the end of this neighborhood. We'll try and get the street. He's running through the vegetation behind some private property. Some steep terrain here. Vehicle. Oh boy, this is tough to watch. It looks like where? Okay, there he is. There's the passenger. There's the passenger. Okay, so the passenger is actually now being escorted out. Highway shut down. PCH now shut down at Canaan Doom. And she's saying the same thing, that there's a county helicopter landing somewhere, but...
This is an unparalleled chase. In a seemingly unbelievable scene, a suspect in a stolen car leads authorities on a dramatic chase that ends in a completely unexpected way. This is no ordinary car, it's a high-performance vehicle with a powerful twin-turbo V6 engine. With 400 horsepower under the hood, the suspect exploits its immense power, reaching speeds of up to 270 kilometers per hour. This high speed makes it extremely difficult for officers to keep up. With a large 80-liter fuel tank, this pursuit could be lengthy. As the chase continues, the suspect pushes the car to its limits, leaving a trail of chaos in his wake. This Infiniti Q50 proves to be a dangerous vehicle in the wrong hands. The stolen car ran out of gas. The driver filled the car with fuel despite everything. And also, the speed of over 180 kilometers per hour on the highway. They stretched across Los Angeles.
Yep. Got it. Weaving across all lanes at triple-digit speeds. LAPD right behind him, trying to keep up here.
Signal strong, but I feel weak. Echoes bounce, but no one speaks. Click, swipe, nothing feels right. In the glow of a cold blue light, my disconnected heartbeat. Oh, it skips. Oh, it skips.
Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 as LAPD chases this GTA suspect up the 110 freeway in a stolen blue BMW, doing between 70 and 100 miles per hour as he weaves across all lanes of the Harbor Freeway. LAPD taking this in and out of pursuit mode. Right now, you can see that primary unit still trying to keep up at all cost here. He got off the freeway after going southbound from downtown all the way down into San Pedro, turned around now northbound on the 110 freeway, again doing extreme speeds on this Friday night. You can see him weaving across all lanes here, through traffic here, moderate traffic at times, mostly light for the most of this journey. Still, though, a handful of LAPD units able to keep up with him from a distance. That one primary unit, though, really applying pressure despite the extreme speeds here. Now you can see that night sun from the LAPD airship as he remains committed to the northbound side of the 110 freeway. Traffic coming up on the 105, northbound 110 at the 105 freeway, doing about 90 miles per hour. You can see very little in his way here as he has no problem pushing the pedal to the metal, and here he might be showing signs of moving over to the right lane here, but at these speeds he is going to get somebody hurt if he continues or even attempts to jam on the brakes or try and get off at these speeds. He's barely slowing down despite the little traffic that there is on the freeway here. LAPD with their airship doing a yeoman's work here as they try and keep that night sun on that suspect between 90 and 100 miles per hour. Unclear whether there's anybody else inside the vehicle besides the driver. This is a stolen BMW, not sure where from. This pursuit has been going on for close to 30 to 40 minutes. LAPD's Wilshire Division heading up this pursuit, waiting for California Highway Patrol to get involved. We believe that this is LAPD still, but again, they're waiting for CHP to take over this pursuit. That was the word that we received a short time ago. We'll see if that's still the plan here as he makes his way further north up the 110 freeway and closer to downtown. Right now we're in South LA, just passing Manchester Avenue. Slowing down a little more volume here on the northbound side of the 110 freeway. Jamming on the brakes. A few more brake lights ahead of him here that may provoke him to get off of the freeway. We'll see what he does here, but it does look like he's going to take Manchester Avenue. Too much traffic on the 110 for this guy getting onto Manchester Avenue. Again, going around traffic here with just really aggressive tactics here as he tries to maneuver through this intersection. He's got the green light there, making a left turn with traffic, but again, really trying to fight the vehicle here. Looks like, it looks like a Lexus actually. Looks like a blue Lexus. We had originally heard BMW. It does look like a Lexus, and he has gotten off of the 110 freeway. Off the 110 freeway at Manchester. Okay, we may lose him here. He's going to be going westbound, making a U-turn now, back eastbound on the 110 freeway. Here, can you just confirm the street when you can? Back on Long Beach Boulevard, okay. Okay. Southbound Long Beach now, making another westbound turn here, finding another gas station. Might be the same one.
The pursuit came to a sudden and dramatic halt when the suspect entered a Shell gas station at the intersection of Imperial Highway and Long Beach Boulevard in Linwood. In a bold and bizarre act, the suspect stared directly into the helicopter's camera and covered his face while refueling. But the chase wasn't over. After refueling, the suspect took off again, leading police on a dangerous, high-speed chase through the 105, 110, 710, and 10 freeways.
This driver nervously getting gas after feeling some degree of relief here, although you can tell he's still very animated. He's got his shirt covering his face. clearly aware of the helicopters, but pretty unaware of the fact that he's pretty much on his own down there. There's really nobody pursuing him anymore. All of the law enforcement has pulled off. LAPD has abandoned this pursuit. California Highway Patrol has sent their helicopter off to other assignments. So it looks like he is really just, he's got a little wad of cash there, maybe. I mean, he couldn't be acting any more suspicious, I'll tell you that.
It was a regular Friday evening in East Los Angeles, August 29th, 2025. But a routine stop at a 7-Eleven on Olympic Boulevard turned into a terrifying ordeal. A father stepped away from his running car for just a moment, not knowing a dangerous twist was about to happen.
Into the hillside there at a major intersection. That's going to be Canaan Doom Road, and the driver is now jumping out of the vehicle. There's two kids inside that vehicle. Okay.
A man jumped into the driver's seat, hit the father as he peeled away, and took off. And inside the car? 3 young children. What followed was a high-speed chase through the streets of California, with the suspect reaching speeds of over 90 miles per hour, pursued by police and helicopters. Witnesses from the family described the driver as aggressive and erratic, yelling at the terrified children to throw things out of the sunroof to evade the police. The chase came to a violent end after an hour, culminating in a head-on collision in Malibu at the intersection of the Pacific Coast Highway and Canandaigua Road. The suspect, however, didn't stop there. He immediately fled the vehicle, leaving the 3 kids behind. He was spotted running barefoot through the dry bushes, scaling a barbed wire fence, and tearing off his shirt in a desperate attempt to escape before being captured by the authorities. The 3 children, one of whom was in a car seat, were safely removed from the wreckage. They were airlifted to the hospital with minor to moderate injuries. The condition of the woman in the other car, who was also seriously injured, remains unknown. A terrifying story of a stolen car that ended with a frantic chase, a brutal crash, and the capture of a suspect who put innocent lives at risk for a moment of madness.
Here and get lost, so I don't see them having a real problem maintaining a visual here, especially at these speeds. This should be a very simple wait and see game for them. They have time on their side. Right now, the airship that was assisting has pulled off for fuel. I imagine there is at least another airship probably on the way, or perhaps that airship will be heading back here with a full tank here as it gets dark. But California Highway Patrol, with at least a half a dozen units, making their way up PCH through Malibu here, and I imagine there will be additional CHP resources preparing to take over this pursuit as he gets up into the Ventura County area. That's going to be next here as we make our way up Malibu. North here, we're going to try and keep an eye out for that as he continues up the coastline here. There are vehicles, or there's at least one vehicle. Oh, he just hit it. He just hit it. He just hit it. Let's see if that was successful. That was, I believe, a sheriff's SUV there that laid down that spike strip. So just as we were talking about, California Highway Patrol chasing the suspect, LA County Sheriff now laying down a nice spike, and he is picking up speed after running over that spike strip. It's unclear whether the tire struck the spike strip, but we will see if this vehicle behaves any differently, aside from the fact that he is now doubling his speed here as he makes his way northbound PCH and now braking for some reason. Well, you can imagine the reason now. He is much more agitated and the vehicle appears to be behaving nominally thus far, but they did lay down a spike. He appeared to drive right over it, and we'll see if those tires start to wobble at all as they lose air. Hopefully, if he struck either side with the, if he struck the spike strip with either side of the vehicle, hopefully we'll see some of that rubber start to deflate there. So he's continuing northbound past Paradise Cove at a high rate of speed now, and they are, how far back are they now? They were really close on his tail. They are still pretty close, but he is picking up steam here, and unfortunately, well, it's unfortunate because he was traveling much slower. Again, we just want to see this end as safely as possible. Hopefully they could bring this to a peaceful resolution, but right now that driver is now agitated, and he is definitely stepping on the gas pedal as he tries to evade these law enforcement officers. LA County Sheriff with a knife. I'm sorry? Winding way. Copy that. Copy that. Copy that. All right. Oh no! Oh no! Right into cross traffic, and the driver loses control right into the hillside there at a major intersection. That's going to be Canaan Doom Road, and the driver is now jumping out of the vehicle. There's two kids inside that vehicle. Okay. He's running. He's on the run. They're going to chase him up this embankment here. There are children inside that vehicle. We'll go back just a second. Right now, we're going to stick with the driver. California Highway Patrol chasing the suspect up the embankment as he runs for his life here up the hillside on the west side into an apartment complex right along PCH at Canaan Doom Road. A major crash there with cross traffic right along PCH at Canaan Doom. The driver still running, barefoot, taking off a sweater and continuing to run through this apartment complex towards the beach. Oh, this is terrible. This is just terrible. He's continuing this foot pursuit here at Point Doom, through a field in Point Doom. He's running through an open field here. We'll see if that officer was able to make his way up that embankment with him here. It was a pretty steep embankment, and he is now going to start running out. Look at it. He's really that's got to be really uncomfortable, barefoot, running through this field. He's still running. Can't see anybody behind him. Anybody behind him, Rob? Anybody at all? I don't lose him. I don't see anybody behind him. I don't see anybody behind him yet. He's running through the trees. At some point, I want to get an address here at the end of this neighborhood. We'll try and get the street. He's running through the vegetation behind some private property, some steep terrain here in Point Doom, and he is navigating it pretty well considering he's barefoot here. He is slowing down a little bit. There is private property not far from his position here, but he's in an open field off of Port Shed Road, right off of Canaan Doom, right off of PCH. You saw him jump out of the vehicle after a violent crash. At some point, we will get a condition on those kids, and we will get a shot of that vehicle. But right now, we are one of the only people with a view of this suspect. Law enforcement is at a real disadvantage here. They're trying to get into position. The airship had to pull off for fuel. Those ground officers, those officers on the ground, I should say, did not make their way up that embankment as successfully as he did. And now he is trying to climb through barbed wire to try and hide out. He's run through a field off of Port Shed Road, now walking through private property here in Point Doom, trying to hide in the vegetation. There's a lot of thick vegetation here as he tries to blend in. Unbelievable. He's continuing to try and hide out, looking for a hiding spot here. He is taking his shirt off now as he gets close. I think, how close is the closest residence here? Okay, it looks like a home under construction here at the end of Selfridge Drive and Port Shed Road. Selfridge Drive, Port Shed Road, single-family homes, and a home under construction here. A construction or maybe an abandoned property. Where is he? He's right behind that tree there. Now walking through that property. He's run out of steam here, and the LA County Sheriff's Department is going to flood this neighborhood. They're going to flood this area in short order here. They must have dozens of units on their way out here at this point. California Highway Patrol back at the crash scene. LA County Sheriff's Department with units on the way out here to Point Doom to try and corner this suspect. He's continuing on the move here in Point Doom through an open field and now behind private property at the end of Portshed Road and Selfridge Drive, walking through the vegetation, climbing through private property and in Point Doom. A major crash scene here at the end of Canaan Doom and PCH. They are anxiously awaiting more backup here, and of course, LA County Fire Department on the way out here. We're going to come around here and get the best angle we can, but it looks like they're going to perhaps use the jaws of life here. A child seat out of the rear of this vehicle. Oh boy, this is tough to watch. It looks like where? Okay, there he is. There's the passenger. There's the passenger. Okay, so the passenger is actually now being escorted out. Highway shut down. PCH now shut down at Canaan Doom, and it appears, by all accounts, all three children are alive and breathing. Okay, California Highway Patrol, perhaps with a lead here as they try, or sheriff, is that sheriffs? No, those are chippies. California Highway Patrol running back to their vehicles here, perhaps with some more information here, but he was right in this neighborhood. It was the last time we saw him here at Portshed Road at Boniface Drive in Point Doom. You could see a flood of law enforcement in this neighborhood now. Well, hopefully, we can only hope that maybe a resident saw something and was able to report back on the location of this suspect. But they appear to be focusing on this block right here, which is within proximity to another innocent motorist at Canaan Doom Road. This is going to be a person who was inside of that vehicle that you're looking at here now being tended to. It looks like perhaps an elderly person being pulled out of that vehicle here at the intersection. So that person right there was inside of the car near the top of your screen. That was T-boned at the intersection and slammed right into another SUV at the median on PCH at Canaan Doom, which is now all shut down. A major crash scene. One person at least inside that vehicle now being tended to. It appears to be He went for quite a run through this neighborhood, through an open field first, and then into the neighborhood barefoot, taking his clothes off as he was running through here. Was really able to travel a good distance from PCH. And finally, it appears, after running out of steam, somebody was able to locate that suspect. We're going to come around the other side of these trees here and hopefully get a visual. But we are getting word from the Sheriff's Department that the suspect is now in custody. She's saying the same thing, that there's a county helicopter landing somewhere, but yeah. Let me know if you see anything. Got it. It does appear that air rescue is on the way out here. Every indication is that at least one of the patients will be airlifted out of here, perhaps more than one. Once again, you're looking at PCH at Canaan Doom Road, which is now shut down. A major accident, a major crash at this intersection. There's the elderly victim who was in the other vehicle. She was just traveling across PCH, making the turn onto the southbound side of PCH when that GTA suspect slammed right into the driver's side. You want to come around the other side, or you want to stay here? Copy. Rescues and getting these folks the treatment that they need. We do not know the extent of the injuries as we continue to watch here. You can see that Black Hawk on the ground, the Firehawk picking up some of the patients. There is now a second fire helicopter, county fire, on the way out here with a second helicopter. And again, you are looking at the end. The call. He's just dropping the drop. This is a wild scene here as he just drops the pump and continues on after a quick splash of gas. Now back on the run here, but there's nobody behind him as he continues to drive like a maniac through here. And now getting back onto Long Beach Boulevard. There's CHP now, just about one block behind him, with lights and sirens blaring, and it looks like he might be trying to, no, he's pulling somebody else over. All right, another black and white trying to catch up. Another black and white trying to catch up. Through another major, there's that black and white, just about half a block behind him, trying to make his way through the intersection. The vehicle blacked out. It's a stolen blue Infiniti on the run here after a lengthy pursuit from law enforcement. Law enforcement eventually giving it up, but the suspect behaving very dangerously, very, very erratic behavior here. And after nearly running out of gas, pulled into a gas station, a quick pump, and he was off to the races. Once again, you can see him now going eastbound, or actually northbound. It is northbound, right? Now it looks like he's getting back on to the 10 freeway southbound. This is where all of these freeways get a little squirrely here. So southbound 10 for a little bit, and he'll have to make a decision whether he goes westbound on the 10 or ventures onto the 60 freeway. He could also take, I believe, the 5 freeway from this junction as well here. He's still pushing extreme speeds here, and he's got Bell Police behind him. He also has that LA County Sheriff's helicopter overhead as well. And so we'll see. He's got a decision point to make. We'll see if he tries the fake out. Looks like he might be taking the westbound 10 freeway here as he makes his way through the East LA interchange. The behavior there, Mark, as you were mentioning, was really, really remarkable. remarkable. It really seemed like he might even be under the influence. Really hard to confirm that, but certainly appeared to be extremely agitated. And now as he gets onto the westbound side of the 10 freeway with the vehicle blacked out, we will see if anything changes here whatsoever. He was driving extremely recklessly even without law enforcement behind him. But now that the pressure is back on, it certainly appears that he is willing to be even more daring, with police only maybe 100 or 200. Remarkable control of this vehicle despite all of despite the speed and all of the obstacles in his way. And now once again over the gore point here, squeezing by, using that shoulder to get around. He's choosing not to get on the 110 freeway. He's now bypassed the exit ramp here. He's committed to the 10 freeway still.
And look at the traffic. There's a lot of cars. There's more cars now bunching up around him and in front of him. It looks like he's just trying to find a clear path, an area with less traffic. But as we see with each turn,
I really thought that would scare him off. I thought I just by the way he's been making his decisions, I really thought that this traffic would, kind of get him to think twice about staying on the freeway. But he apparently feels more comfortable on the freeway than surface streets, and that does jive with what we've seen so far tonight. Remember earlier on in this pursuit, Mark, he took the 10 freeway over to downtown and then took the 110 freeway all the way down to San Pedro. He had a wide open freeway to play with. He made it all the way to the end and just made a U-turn, got back on the northbound side, just playing cat and mouse with law enforcement here. So he appears to be more comfortable speeding down the freeway. He seems to be looking for a big thrill here that he's not getting on surface streets, but where he's able to really exercise the power of the sports car on the freeway.
Yeah, and as you pointed out earlier, there were plenty of times he had been pursued, they backed off the pursuit, he had enough time to get gas, which means he definitely had enough time to just get out of the vehicle, walk away, and had a decent chance of getting away with this. And he chose not to. He got gas for the vehicle, stuck with it, and got back, kept driving erratically to the point where officers re-engaged. And so now they're behind him, now they're above him in the helicopter, and the pursuit is still on, and his freedom definitely at risk, and this will probably end with him having to go to jail. Where are we now? He just got off.
A wild turn there. He thought he was maybe going to get back on the freeway the way he was going around that semi-tractor trailer. He's now going to head underneath the 10 freeway. I don't have the exact cross street at the moment, but he's going to end up in the Fashion District here if he continues to come out the other side of this overpass, or he could pull the classic move. There he is. He's coming out the other side. No, that's not him. He is now underneath. Oh, he's out.
He bailed.
He's out. He pulled it. He bailed under the freeway, and the vehicle is rolling. Law enforcement pulling up here, spotting the lonely vehicle, the empty vehicle, and that suspect is on foot right behind them. You have to presume that he is now hiding underneath the 10 freeway. And that vehicle just rolled into a light pole, and the pursuit is over, and now it becomes a manhunt for that suspect, that driver who pulled maybe the smartest move of his night underneath the 10 freeway, just dumping the vehicle where he was out of sight from law enforcement, out of sight from the helicopters, and gosh, if he walks away from this.
The pursuit eventually reached Alameda Street near the Fashion District. The suspect abandoned the vehicle, which had struck a light pole, and disappeared on foot under the 10 freeway overpass, out of the sight of the police helicopter. The driver has yet to be arrested. In a recent twist, this is the same bridge under which a suspect fled during another recent police chase.
Voice crackles, broadcasting my flight. A pirate DJ riding the airwaves tonight. I see the bridge, it's a beacon of flame. My friends waiting, laughing, calling my name. Crazy speed, crazy speed. Feel the rush, it's all I need. Crazy speed. Under the bridge where we'll be free. Stu's voice crackles, broadcasting my flight. A pirate DJ riding the airwaves tonight. I see the bridge, it's a beacon of flame. My friends wait. a roar, not a hum. They're falling behind, the chase coming undone. Under the bridge, my escape will unfold. My friend gives a nod, the night turns to gold. Crazy speed, crazy speed. Feel the rush, it's all I need. Crazy speed. Under the bridge where we'll be free.
Los Angeles. On Sunday evening, August 10th, 2025, a simple police chase turned into a multi-vehicle crime spree, with armed suspects stealing cars and shooting at police, bringing one of the city's busiest highways to a standstill. This wild ride began in the San Fernando Valley, where law enforcement pursued a suspected car thief in a stolen pickup truck. But things quickly took a dangerous turn when at least one of the suspects reportedly fired at California Highway Patrol officers after driving the wrong way on the freeway. The drama was just beginning. The suspects attempted to steal not one, but two different vehicles live on television. While those attempts failed, they quickly jumped out of their stolen truck and hijacked a massive tanker truck, ramming it head-on into the truck to force the original driver to flee. The chase was now a public spectacle, with the semi-trailer becoming a powerful rolling weapon. Truck drivers who witnessed the incident immediately called, confirming that the truck was carrying milk, not hazardous materials. But for the next 30 minutes, there wasn't a milk truck on the road, it was a violent chase. The tanker truck entered downtown Los Angeles, weaving through traffic near skyscrapers, then made a U-turn onto Interstate 10.
The city howls, it won't let go. Neon veins pulse under tire and fault. This engine roars, it steals the show. Raw, but it's what's igniting. Hearts are pounding, fears inviting. How long will this moment last? The clock is screaming, seconds fast. Street lights blink like coded warnings. Shadowed alleys, stories scorning. Each turn sharper, adrenaline flows. A desperate ride where danger grows. Is it the thrill of the fight I crave? This asphalt beast, my soul enslaved. The lines blur fast, the end unclear. Speeds the drug, I've lost the gear. Raw, but it's what's igniting. Hearts are pounding, fears inviting. How long will this moment last? The clock is screaming, seconds fast.
The chase entered downtown Los Angeles, and for a moment, things seemed to calm down. But shortly after 11:30 p.m., the two suspects did the unthinkable. They made a U-turn onto Interstate 10, speeding into oncoming traffic. The chaos escalated. The two suspects then abandoned the tanker truck and jumped into a third stolen vehicle, a white pickup truck, and sped off again. Police confirmed they found a firearm in the first stolen truck.
Is it the thrill of the fight I crave? This asphalt beast, my soul enslaved. The lines blur fast, the end unclear. Speeds the drug, I've lost the gear. Raw, but it's watching. the chase begins. My heart's a drum, the beat won't stop. One wrong turn and I'm a flop. Stu's voice cracks through the static haze. My friends waiting in that concrete maze. Crazy speed, they'll never catch me, no indeed. Under the bridge I'll make my play. Crazy speed will save the day. The bridge looms ahead like a steel mirage. I'm the renegade star in a cosmic charge. The shouts, he's done it, I disappear. Under the bridge I shed my fear. Bridge I shed my fear. The bridge looms ahead like a steel mirage. I'm a renegade star in a cosmic charge. Stu shouts, he's done it, I disappear. Under the bridge I've shed my fear.
With a smaller, faster vehicle, the chase intensified. They even made a driver change stop in Boyle Heights, a bold move amid a police chase. But their luck eventually ran out. After jumping out of the white van, the suspect stole a fourth vehicle and, in a final act of bravado, disappeared. LAPD confirmed that the suspects carjacked a fourth vehicle and sped away. That's when police apparently lost sight of them. Police later confirmed that a firearm was found in one of the stolen vehicles. The furious and dangerous chase left behind stolen vehicles and unanswered questions, and ultimately, no suspects were arrested. These armed suspects remain at large.
White down pointing backhand index, subscribe now and join the chase.
Street lights blink like coded warnings. Shadowed alleys, stories scorning. Each turn sharper, adrenaline flows.
For a real thrill, this is your high-speed star, and trust me, we bring you the most amazing police chases you've ever seen, right here in the Golden State. You'll witness rampant chaos on the roads, intense carjackings, and, trust me, some of these outlaws. They're brutal in every sense of the word, but some are as cunning as foxes. We analyze every chase meticulously so you can see how they operate. We provide a detailed report on every chase so you can discover the behavior of the thieves and outlaws. If you're a fan of non-stop action, pure adrenaline, and amazing road adventures, don't miss this. We are talking about California chases that will get you pumped up every time. Right pointing black triangle hash white down pointing backhand index, subscribe now and join the high speed community. And hey, when you join the high speed community, you'll not only get great content, but you'll also help us raise funds for those directly affected by these chases. Our goal is to give back and support our community. What are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button now, join us, and let's get this show started. You won't regret it. This is High Speed, where the action never stops.
My soul enslaved, the lines blur fast, the end unclear. Speed's the drug, I've lost the gear. But it's watching, igniting, hearts are